This is the Infinity Summit Group. Truth, passion, success.
Health in that period of time, it was horrible. All I thought about was how much I hated work. But I switched jobs, and I have more free time to get into my hobbies, which has been good. The only problem with it is, I would say, is I'm not making as much money as I was before. So I realized that I've been being very reckless with my spending because I was making more money, so I was able to spend more money. And now that I'm making less, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all these things that, like, I don't actually need to do them, and I just throw my money away, basically.
I still want to spend money, but I'm making less.
Yeah, it's like I just got to switch it up to live under my means for a little while so that I can get some money stacked so I can actually figure out what I want to do and build up something so that I can actually have a plan. And that's honestly why I wanted to come and talk to you guys, because this is what you guys talk about. That's why I like being here.
What's the job you were doing, the one with Justin and them, the processing loans?
Yeah, loan processing.
So what are you doing now?
I'm working in a cabinet shop right now, which pretty big change from what I was, but I worked at the cabinet shop before, so nothing's too crazy. It's not hard. I still don't know if it's really where I want to be, but I do have to be grateful for it in the sense that my mental health is back to where it should be, I think, and I'm actually seeing a path forward instead of just I hate work, I only hate work.
Do you have any idea what you want to do other than the cabinet shop, or just still figuring it out?
I'm still kind of figuring it out. It's really just been about what do I think would be the most efficient use of my time. Like, what can I provide to the market that will be the most efficient and something that I'll actually enjoy? Because I can think of ways that I could go out and make money. I don't think it'd be very hard to go out and make some money. Like, I've thought about, like, just making chessboards. It's like, even if I just after work asked my bosses if I could use the tools that are already there to make walnut and maple chessboards or tables or just something on the side so that I can get some extra cash to put it where I actually want it, and where I actually want to go is real estate. So I'm really just doing whatever I can so that I can get into real estate, because I feel like that's the fastest way to get financially free. And I know it's not about it being the fastest thing, but I want to find the fastest way that I can get financially free so I can figure out the life that I want to live, because I don't think that I can figure out what I actually want to do while I have the constant stress of being broke.
Fair enough. And once you are financially free, I feel like you're going to find that it doesn't matter what you do, you'll enjoy it.
I could see that. And I would like that. That'd be cool.
Why do you say that? I'm interested.
So you think about work, for instance. You're there, 8+ hours a day, and you're dreading it because you know if you don't go to work, you can't pay the bills. You have to go to work, otherwise you can't pay the bills. Now, if you don't have to go to work, but you choose to go to work, just as some extra frosting on top of the cake, it's going to be a lot more enjoyable for you no matter what happens there.
I think a good way to visualize that, or like everyone's experienced this, getting up for work is really hard, but getting up to go like fishing or something, easy. It's doing something you want to do versus something you have to do.
Something you want to and choose to do. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that 100%.
And you don't feel trapped there at all because you can quit at any time. Just be like, I don't need you.
Yeah. I've even thought about, like, what if I just did, like, I know it wouldn't be the best way, but just Uber Eats to make some extra cash on the side or whatever. It's like, I've thought about doing that, and that would be perfect for me because I can do it when I want some extra cash, and then when I don't want to do it and I have something else planned, I just won't do it tonight. Like, have the freedom to be able to choose when not to do, like, to work like that. Oh, it's beautiful. I want it so bad.
I did that with DoorDash. I found myself really enjoying it. Just listen to a book,
drop
off food.
Okay.
Like, I do DoorDash.
That was
so
my
nice.
plan. That was my plan. I was gonna do that. I didn't know if anybody had been doing that or what their experience was with it.
2 DoorDashers here, yeah.
Really? And it's okay.
It's easy peasy, and it's not bad money either, actually.
Depends where you're at and what time of day.
That's true.
Weekdays go between about 5 and 9ish, And then weekends, pretty much all day,
Yeah,
from lunch
weekends.
to late.
I imagine you could be up at 2 a.m. and somebody's up and you can just.
Straight up.
You can.
Yeah, I've been the guy up at 2 a.m. wanting DoorDash before.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's really just about choice for me, and I want to make sure that everything in my life is something that I chose to do instead of something that I feel like I had to do, because we all kind of make up some, like, not scenarios, but make up things in our lives that we think we have to do because we've built them out of habits, and I don't want to do that. Like, I know we have to have good habits and stuff, but I don't want to have a bad habit that I think I have to do just because it's been something that I've been doing for a long time.
I'd go further and say a lot of people are stuck by duty, what they think is their duty, when it's like, it's not your duty.
Yeah.
It's just duty.
You said duty.
No, I definitely see that, though. There's a lot of people that I feel like, especially in our family, I don't know how it is in other families. I probably should go out and talk to more families that aren't ours. But I definitely see people where they choose to do something just because they feel like it's right. It's like they think they have to work a 9 to 5 their whole life because their parents did. And it's like, I don't want to do any of that. Like, I watched my parents do that and be broke and not happy about it the whole time. Why would I want to repeat that? So,
Road to hell is paved with good intentions.
I love that.
Yeah. And hell is a place on earth if you make it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely found myself in that mindset where it wasn't quite that mindset, but it was the mindset of I have to earn my way in this world by working a certain number of years in a physical labor job.
yep.
A 9 to 5,
I remember I used to have that thought too.
Gotta earn it. Gotta be an adult,
Yeah. Which
Nah.
there's a part of it that's like good for a kid. Like, there's a part of it where it's like, I think a lot of people, like even kids today should still go out and work a 9 to 5 for a second of hard labor just so they know, like, this is what some people are doing, so that you're more grateful for when you're not doing that. And like, and I don't even think there's anything that wrong with 9 to 5 jobs. Back when I was working a 9 to 5 blue collar installing, I loved it. And I work in a cabinet shop right now. I still don't really have an issue with it, besides when they make me work overtime when I have plans, So I don't really see anything. The only problem I have with 9 to 5 jobs is if that's your only plan for your income. It's like, that just doesn't work anymore. Or I don't know if it ever did.
The only problem with that being the only income from a 9 to 5 job is if you want something else and you choose to stay.
Yeah.
If people enjoy their 9 to 5 and they choose to stay there and that makes good income for them, great.
Yeah, a lot of people
True.
are perfectly fine
Yeah, that's
working
true.
their whole life.
There's a lot of people like that. I'm always surprised by that, but there still is. It's
Like,
they
my
may not know
dad's
different.
perfectly fine with it.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind. I mean, I'm sure there's things he's going to want to do later because he's getting older, but as of right now, he's perfectly fine doing what he's doing.
Yeah, but
That's
at
fair.
that point, you're working to live, not living, or you're living to work. You're not working to live, and that's just miserable.
I think it depends.
It's all perception.
Yeah, and it's with my dad and them. It's not about so much work. It's how can we get the most work done the fastest and get home. Like, I don't. It's a hard thing to explain, I think, in words. But if you see what they do, work is definitely a means to an end for my dad and his brothers to an extent. We're just doing this so we can come home, and then it's something to do with their free time, and it's so they can take care of everybody. But then they come home, and it's just they get to relax, they get to be around their family, they get to work on their house, and step by step improving their environment instead of.
Wouldn't it be nice if they could do that full time instead?
They wouldn't enjoy it. I can almost guarantee they wouldn't
I
enjoy
see
it.
what Jesse's saying. Like, I don't think I could spend that much time at home. Like,
I would be spending it at my homes.
That's fair.
I would be working on my properties.
That's fair. And I definitely, I see that side too, where that's a good thing, and I like that. But if I wasn't doing something like that, say I was in a situation where I didn't really have to work anymore because I was like my finances were set up where I didn't really have to go and do anything. I think the first thing I'd do is go and ask for a job from somebody because I'd just be so bored. Especially if Well, it depends on if your friends are also financially free, because if they're not, I'm kind of like, what are they doing? I want to hang out. So so I definitely see the side, and I want to have new experiences. Like, I just barely was thinking about it today. Like, if I was, once I get financially free, like that's kind of the mindset I've decided to take on it, because it's not something that I think like, it's not something that I think won't happen. It's just something that happens if you start living by certain principles, and I want to start to live by those principles. So I just say when I am instead of if. But
That's good verbiage.
so when I get there, I was thinking about it as like, once I have all this free time, I want to go and meet people that I don't know. Like, I was thinking about going and working in like even a restaurant or a bar or something. I want to go and meet people and hear what they have to say, and I want to work with all different types of people. And this is something that it would be huge for me to do, and it's going to take a long time before I can get to this point. But I want to help people. It's kind of stupid to say this at this point, but I want to help people get financially free. I know I'm not there yet, but that's really, I just want to help people get financially free and physically free. I want people to have the body they want, the finances they want, and the mental health they want. And I'm really just taking steps to, every step that I take, I'm hoping, or I'm trying to point towards a way that I can make that happen, where people will come to me and pay me to make that happen for them, because that's the most important thing in the world to me. It's like health, finances, family. Those are the three things for me. So whatever I can do to get people to spend more time on those things, that's what I want to do. So, which it's going to be something super far in the future. Like, obviously I can't go and help people get financially free if I'm not even there yet myself.
Why not?
I just don't know how yet. Like,
What do you think we're all doing?
I know you're figuring it out.
We're not
You're
financially free yet.
I know, that's true. You just got to start doing it. I guess you're right, but
You mentioned
that's the goal.
freedom, but what makes somebody free? Because freedom is different for every single person.
For me, freedom is having the means to do what I want when I want, without what somebody says stopping me from doing it, or having any external factor stopping me from doing it. Like, say I have to go into work. It's like, that's something I don't want to have to deal with. I don't want, and that's the hard thing with freedom, is it's like freedom's going to mean something different for everybody, because some people feel completely free working a 9-to-5 job, and that's why they continue to do it. But for me, that's not what it is. Freedom for me is going to mean I'm my boss. I get to decide what my days are full of, and I get to decide what I do with my day. If you look at it, you spend 8 hours sleeping in a day, the other 8 hours at work, and then I spend like 2 hours at the gym, and that's like, what with the leftover time, that's all I have for my friends and my family, the people that I care about the most. It's like, when I look at it that way, I'm like, hell no, I'm not doing that for long. I'm going to figure it out so that I can spend more time with those people. So that's really been my goal lately. Freedom for me just means more time to do what I want. That's the simplest way for me to put it.
So if you show up for yourself first by representing freedom, then other people are naturally going to gravitate to you that want the same kind of freedom.
I would think so. I think that definitely is what happens. It's not always what happens, because people are skeptical, and like if I was like, get out of the rat race today, in 20 days I'll show you how to be from broke to rich. It's like, even if I could do something like that, people are going to be skeptical, and they're not just going to come to you for that. So I would like to think that I would do it in a different way, whereas I'd be providing something different for them than
People
just saying
flock
something
to that
like
all the time.
I know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They do flock to it. I mean,
Those
everybody
kind of
flocks
people
to it.
have the most followers and make tremendous amounts of money on their courses they sell. The problem is that the morality behind it is that they make their money off of selling people this idea.
Yeah, I know, dude. That's been my biggest problem right now. I think I could go and do that. I think anybody could go and do that, actually. Like, just go and be like, this is how to be financially free. Sell this course, and this is how you do it. And it's like, yeah, I could go and do that and get people to join my cause, but that's not going to help me if they show up and I can't actually show them how to do it. My biggest thing is I want to actually be able to help people. So however small I have to start to do that, I'm fine with doing it. I don't need all your money. I don't want all your money. I just want to be able to do this right so that you actually want to pay me.
Fair enough. It's let's just say you are your biggest asset.
Yeah, well,
And so
people are assets, so
and you are the biggest asset for you.
yeah, for sure.
You are the one who creates in your life. And so however you choose to go about that's great. All I can say is take the step.
Lead by example.
Yeah, for sure.
Jump and the net will open. Because there ain't no net where you're going.
Yeah, that's
Just fucking leap off that cliff, baby.
that's true. That's what I'm gonna have to do, and it'll happen. You'll see.
And the free fall don't stop.
I'm gonna be asking you guys for advice the whole time. What do I do?
Do it.
I
You
will
can use
for
that
sure.
Discord that we made, maybe.
Oh, I need to
Oh,
get in
shit.
there.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we got
I
the
haven't even
Discord.
joined in it.
Because no one's used it since the day we started it.
Yeah, nobody used it. I created it to have a network of people who do different things, and as you join, you say what you do.
That was
So
the
that
reason
people
I
can
hadn't
have it.
joined. I hadn't joined because I don't know what I do yet.
Just say I am me.
I'm down
That was
with
like
that.
the idea. That way, if you had like an idea, you could reach out to people that might be able to help you
Yeah.
Yeah.
fulfill that dream.
I'm gonna
or-
need you to send me another invite, but I definitely want to be in there. But I didn't know what I did yet, so I was like,
Doesn't matter.
hmm.
You have been a guest on our podcast, and that is a step. Twice
enough.
now.
Twice now.
That's true. Lots of people say no.
You're practically
Hopping on?
running. Yeah, we do have a lot of people who refuse.
Why? Like, have you talked to them about why?
They don't feel that their value is enough to be on the podcast.
Oh, I get that. I totally get that. Like,
I just sent that invite to you.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
I
We have a
definitely get
Telegram
that
too,
though,
I think.
because
Yeah, stocks.
I probably wouldn't
Oh,
have
yeah, right.
gotten on the podcast the first time if I hadn't, like, I thought I'd done something really valuable the first time where, like, I stopped drinking, I stopped smoking. I was 8 months deep, dude. I was going hard, it felt like. So I was like, yeah, I'll get on there and talk about it. And even still, like, looking back at that, I think it was cool that I did that, but it's also, it wasn't anything crazy. I think anybody could have done something like that. So humans are valuable because they're valuable to me. So I think more people hopping on here talking would be
Well,
a lot cooler.
don't undersell it. I think getting off of everything and going like clean for a long time is actually a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
A
don't
lot of people
undersell
can't
that.
do it.
that's true. Like, I'm still glad that I did it, and it was hard, especially at the time. It was really hard to do, but like, it really is just like, it was just first step, you know? It's like, it was nothing crazy, because you've heard the stories of people stopping and doing that. I hadn't made my success story yet. It was just like the first steps to the success story, I guess I would
Mhm.
say.
So why did you go back?
You're not in control if you can't use them. Uncle Monty said this when he was talking about alcoholics, and when they stop drinking, they're not in control of their vices. And I think that's something that's kind of stuck with me. Is if you can't drink and enjoy it and keep control of yourself, you're not in control of your vices, and then you have to stop, and you lost control over a little bit of your life. And I don't know, that's something that's stuck with me, that if I want to quit something, I want to be able to do it in a way in which I could still use it and enjoy it, using it if I enjoyed it, and not lose that control.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Actually, like
That's a
that
fair
lot.
point.
I like that a lot too. That's
Damn
kind
fair
of
point.
that's kind of what I've been doing, or like it's not something that I've put so good to words in that way, but it's kind of just what's happened. Where back then I didn't have any control of it, and it was like every weekend I was going getting smashed, or even more often, and smoking every day all the time, where I couldn't enjoy it because all I would think about is how much it was just like, oh, it was cankering my soul that I wasn't doing more. And then I stopped for 8 months, and I went, wait, I didn't do anything when I stopped for 8 months. I mean, I did. Like, I went to the gym, and I started getting more things together. But I don't know. It's like you can still drink and smoke on occasion as long as you have self-control and still see success and have your life move forward. It's kind
Of
of,
course.
that's kind of just the mentality that I switched to, because I realized it's like, it was kind of not stupid. I might say stupid of me to think I could only move forward if I wasn't drinking and smoking. I can see why I got to that conclusion, because when I was drinking and smoking, I wasn't moving forward. But you also see people that drink and smoke and have fun with their friends that still move forward in life. So
I think a lot of people use it as a crutch or an excuse for them not doing things, like, oh, well, I just drink all the time, so I can't.
yeah,
Like,
that does happen.
And more importantly, an escape.
Yeah, that's true.
And I've noticed that both drinking and smoking quiet the mind quite a bit.
Oh yeah, that's really the reason that I would like to do the 3-month break every year. It's because it's like there's no denying that smoking all the time will change your mentality or your perspective on things. Like if I'm smoking all the time, I get more down. I don't want to go to the gym as much. Like, and that's only when I'm abusing it, and I'm using it more than, I guess more than I should would be what I would say. But
It does make you slower as well.
Yeah, like I'm not as clear on what I want from my life when I'm doing that all the time, because I'm so distracted all the time by it. It's like, because when I smoke, you know how like dogs are like squirrel, and like they like that's what they're like, that's what they're messing with, and that's all they can pay attention to. When I get high, I do something similar, and it's like it's a good thing, and that's why I get high, because it's like it makes me appreciate things, because like I'll look at something and just appreciate it for longer, because I'm just high and I'm tripping and I'm looking at it and it's cool. But it also is a bad thing if you do it too much, because then it gets you away from the things that are actually important, like your health, your finances, moving forward, where you want to go, what do you want to do, like, and it's so easy to ignore those things when all you do is smoke all the time.
It's almost like you're in a haze.
Oh yeah.
Pun intended.
I would definitely say it's like you're in a haze. It's like waking up and you're just foggy in everything you do. Even still, when I smoke and I wake up the next morning, it's not the same as waking up from being just completely sober going to bed. It's not so bad, but I still notice a difference. So still got to be careful with it and be mindful, but it's really just like anything. I mean, if you go to the gym all the time, you have to make sure that you eat all your calories and your protein, and I think it's really just the same type of thing, that you just have to manage it. As long as you're managing it, you're fine.
Balance.
Yeah.
Yin and yang. Ebb and flow.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So since last year, do you think your finances have improved at all? Have you done anything to start budgeting? Or
I think Noah might get mad at me.
I won't.
I would say that my finances are probably the worst they've been in probably 3 or 4 years right now, which
All right, I'm pissed.
which it's not exactly like the most terrible thing in the world to me right now, because it's not like I don't see a way forward and a way out of it. It's just I've like for the last year while I was at that job, I'm gonna tell you my little pity story, and I hope you guys pity me enough to not get mad at me.
Let's hear it.
No, but I was super depressed at the job, and I wouldn't do anything after work, and I couldn't listen to books at work because I was constantly reading, because I was working with emails and I was a loan processor or whatever, and it just made me so depressed because I couldn't do what I actually like to do, and what I like to do is I like to listen to music and enjoy it and read books and get the most information that I can from them so that I can move forward. It's like I don't know what I'm doing, that's why I'm listening to books. But I couldn't do that, and it just kind of, after so many months of not being able to do the things that I loved and that had made me move forward in the past, I stopped moving forward, and it was my fault. I definitely could have taken more steps, but I remember last time I was on here, I said something along the lines, it was really stupid, something along the lines of, yeah, I could probably deal with some hardships in my life, and I remember you saying, oh, you'll get them, and I definitely did, so.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't ask for that again.
The answer is always yes.
Yeah.
Facts.
But, yeah, so my finances aren't in the best place, and that's honestly a big reason on why I wanted to come and start talking to you guys more about it, because from what I see, you guys know more than the people that I associate with and the people that I see on a regular basis. So I want to know what you guys are up to and what do you do. Like, and that was actually a big reason I came on here tonight. I wanted to know, what would you guys do if you were starting from ground zero? What would you do to start out?
So, what do your expenses look like? Do you like live at home? Do you have to pay for food? Like, what does that look like?
I pay for food. I pay rent, but my rent's only $400 a month, so it's not bad.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really good. I live with the twins, so it's not bad.
It's not bad.
And it's pretty good there. I spend a lot more on food than I should, I think, because it ends up getting not eaten because I was so used to. I lived in a really big house before where it was like it was going to get eaten if I bought it, but now I'm spending more than I really should on food. But I would say my food, I probably spend anywhere from $300 to $500 a month on food for just groceries. Like that doesn't include all the times that I go out and get food, which is actually the issue. So
It's
probably another 300 to 500.
Yeah, so
I struggle with that too.
Yeah,
Anytime I'm like, let's get food, nothing's stopping me. I'm getting food.
dude, it's so convenient. It's like
It's
it's the most convenient thing in the world. It's like you get done with the gym or it's lunchtime at work and you didn't make your meal, but you know you have to eat. It's like, oh.
Dude,
Yeah.
I find myself doing that even if I make a meal. Like I'll pre-make food to go to work, and then I'll just buy something.
I do
Yeah,
that.
oh, yeah.
Look at my
Like,
lunch.
it
Yeah,
happens
that doesn't
all
look
the
too
time.
good right now.
I know. It's
Did
like,
that today, but it was in the budget.
That's the kicker.
That's the kicker.
Yeah, and actually, I started getting into Pokemon cards lately as just to consume, and it's not good. Pokemon cards are expensive, but they're really fun. But I shouldn't do that anymore. I don't have very much room to keep buying Pokemon cards because it's just like that's what all my friends have been doing lately. We just go and it's just every payday, let's go get Pokemon cards, and it's so hard to say no. I never would have thought that I liked Pokemon cards. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
But I never would have thought that I liked them. But it's entertaining and it's just something to do, and it's like Christmas morning.
What
Open
if you
them.
just
Yeah.
fit it in the budget though? Because it's something
That's-
you'll
yeah.
obviously enjoy, correct?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to set it up so it's something that fits in the budget. But right now I hadn't been, so that's been the issue. But let's see. Yeah, so just food, shelter. I really don't have. I think I have too many subscriptions too. I think that's a big kicker for a lot of people. Too many subscriptions that don't get used. I get charged for Minecraft every month. That's been happening for a long time.
Those are good to cancel.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll have to do some of those. I've just been irresponsible because I was making more money before, so I was like, yeah, I guess I have a little bit of room to be irresponsible, and I was still able to save some money, so I wasn't worried about it. But now I make less money because I have been in this field for less time, so I realized that I was being very irresponsible with my spending. So.
Fair enough.
What are you willing to give up?
All of it.
Are you?
I think so. My thing is like, oh, sorry, I keep getting away from it. But
You're good.
my thing is, I've already given up the things that I enjoyed the most, which was drinking and smoking. I've given that up for 8 months, and that was what I enjoyed doing more than anything. I could give up Pokemon cards instantly.
What about now?
What about now?
Not in the past. Now.
I could do the same. I think, I guess you could all just take this with a grain of salt, but I think I could stop drinking on the weekends, stop smoking, stop buying Pokemon cards. I'm not saying I'm going to. Well, you're asking what I'm willing to do?
Yeah. What
That's
are you
what you're
willing
asking?
to give up?
I'm willing to give up my time, and I'm willing to give up. I'm definitely willing to give up the Pokemon cards, and I spend too much money on things that aren't important to me. Like even just little apps. You'll download an app and they have some. It's $4. So, oh yeah, I guess I'll do it. I don't need to do that anymore. That doesn't fit into what I want to do. At least it doesn't fit in right now. Like there might be a time in the future where I could look at something like that and go, yeah, that fits in the budget. I can do that. But right now, my plan is I want to stack as much as I can so that I can build up a resource so that I can go and get what I want. And what I want is real estate. So whatever I have to give up so that I can get closer to that goal later, I don't care. It's like, it's that simple for me. I've given it up before and I could do it again, and I'm going to. The problem with giving it up last time was I just did it more on a whim, so I didn't have that much of a benefit. This time I know why I want to do it. Yeah. Like, doing anything without a goal is just, that's why I failed. And that's why I stopped, and that's why I started drinking and smoking again, I think. I still don't see it as such a bad thing, and I still think that I could do, like, drink and smoke on occasion. But, yeah, just like anything, it's moderation. But I will say that the reason that I got back into it is 100% because there was no goal behind it. I started it all on a whim, saw a bit of an improvement, but I didn't know where to go from there. So I stopped, and I went back. So I'm pretty willing to get back to where I want to be, and I have no distractions right now. I'm 20 years old, single, and all I can do is work. So whatever I have to do, I'm willing.
Would be the recommendation is just live as cheaply as possible for yourself, save as much as possible, no less than 50%.
Yeah.
No less. As
No
much
less
as
than
possible.
50%.
Look into life insurance. Did you ever do that?
I've heard you guys talk about it, and I got on and I was listening to you guys talk about it today and the other day, and I need to know more about that for sure. You guys, from what I've listened to, is like you guys kind of talk about it, but it's like you talk about it from a perspective of somebody that already had a little bit of knowledge behind what life insurance did and how to use it. And that was just because I didn't start from the first episode and I just hopped in.
Yeah.
But
I think the first one with Uncle Noah we were pretty in depth on exactly what it is.
I was listening to, I think it was the second one or the most recent one you did with your dad.
Yeah, for his 1 year or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I was listening to that all day today. I was like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one.
It was a really good one.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah.
You want to know what to do. That's what to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was 100%. He laid it out, and I went, oh, that's what I should do if I want to get to what I want to have.
We all sold our nice cars.
Yeah,
Really?
actually right after. Got rid of our nice cars.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I never
That's
had
great
a nice
feedback,
car.
though.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
So that's great feedback, though. Thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's actually crazy to me. Like, I get on and I saw it has like 15 views, which it's not bad by any means, but it was like I listened to it and I went, what the hell? Like, this is important. They're talking about things that are important that people want to know. And I don't know. I don't know what it is. Just people are scared to get on and talk about finances or listen to things about it.
We don't market. We don't post about it hardly ever. Nothing.
That's true.
We
Yeah,
would
I
put
don't
a
see you
lot of
guys do
effort
much.
into it.
When we hit 100 episodes, we'll probably do something.
That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah. We want to have a good base so that people can get a little bit of everything in there.
I like that. How many episodes are you at now?
63 or
Oh,
64.
so you guys are just right up around the corner on it then. That's sweet.
Yeah, probably
more
end
months.
of this year
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That's fun.
Yeah, then we'll probably throw some stuff towards marketing and get some, start posting and get all that stuff out there. But
Yeah.
Get real aggressive with it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what are you guys' car payments right now? What do you guys pay?
300.
Really?
230.
I cashed my car out for $2,000.
Ah,
My wife's
That's
car
sick.
is just over 200,
Yeah.
or just under, something like that.
not bad. What were you
But-
paying before?
That'll be paid off soon.
500.
500.
You guys were paying that much for your cars?
Yeah.
I had a sweet
Oh,
truck.
wait, with
Loved my
insurance, or is
truck.
that before insurance?
Before insurance.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That was the car
Mine was
payment.
with. It was about 500.
Dang, yeah, that's a pretty fat expense. Mine's...
Car's pretty cool. I loved that truck.
Yeah, no, the truck, I did like your truck a lot, so I bet that was pretty tough to give up, but
Yes, it was.
it's just another thing that, like Jordan Peterson talks about it all the time, too. It's just make sacrifices now so that the future will be brighter, so...
And
Live
it's just a
nat-
thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Just going to say, it's just a thing.
Yes.
I can get it later
Yeah.
when I have more money and it's more doable.
Yeah, you still have a car?
Yeah.
So you live now like nobody else will, so later you can live like nobody else can.
I like that.
Yeah.
What's that from? I feel like I've heard that.
My dad.
It's a famous quote. I've seen it
Yeah, I'm
lots of
sure it's
places.
from.
Yeah.
What did he say? Dave
I've just
Ramsey
heard
or
it from
something?
I think
my
Dave
dad.
Ramsey
I
sounds
think
right.
it's Dave Ramsey. Yeah. So
So back to the resin tables.
Wait, did he say right?
Oh,
Was it
well,
resin?
I said walnut, and
Yeah, walnut,
but also I talked to
The
him the other
chessboards,
day.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've talked about it. Talked to Logan the other day about what I wanted to do, which
Resin
What-
tables? If you do that, I'd buy one. I want one
Yeah.
bad.
Dude,
yeah, what's
I'm so
stopping you?
What is a resin table?
They're
it's
so
a
cool.
epoxy. It's an epoxy, and it's just I'd take walnut from a. What is it? Just because Popular, I work in a cabinet shop. They have all this excess wood. I'd take that and I turn it into tables. I'd take the wood and then I'd buy epoxy, and they have all the tools there that. I still have to go and I have to ask them if they'd be willing to, which I imagine they'd be willing to because it's. The situation is kind of I have to do it to make enough. I don't have to do it. I want to do it to make enough cash that I want to stay there, and they kind of have to have me there because they don't have very many employees. So it's kind of I feel like I have some leverage on being able to get them to let me do that, and if I can use their resources and then just make stuff off the scraps that they're not even using or whatever until I can actually like go and buy proper pieces of it's called it's
Burl
like
wood?
yeah
Is that what it is? The stuff that
basically.
looks real, like the weird shapes in the wood that come
Yeah,
out.
it's basically you can get it on KSL too, but it's basically like it looks really natural. You can get two pieces, get a massive table, get some clear resin in it. They're beautiful tables, and
They're gorgeous.
yeah, you can make a lot of money off of them too if you're smart. And I have an opportunity. I think I just need to go and do it. I haven't done it yet because I've been busy, but I just need to make time because there's never. I'm not actually too busy. I've just been lazy. So,
Well,
yeah.
another option, if you're open to it, offer them 10, 15%, even 20%
Yeah,
because you're using their resources.
that's what I've also
And then,
thought.
Of
I
course,
had
that's going to encourage them.
I was going to go and talk to
Yeah.
them about it because I know that what is it? I understand that it's their resources, and that's why I want to like I'm fully willing to pay them if
Yeah.
that's what it takes for me to be able to use their stuff. I'll do that all day.
Whatever percentage you offer them, make sure it's a percentage of the profits, not the revenue.
Yeah, percentage of the profits for
Yeah.
sure. But
Also, cool designs or anything you need. I bought a laser engraver. Shit's cool. You can do
Really,
some
that
cool
is
stuff
cool.
with it.
dude, yeah.
That's awesome.
So Parley's been he's been doing something. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but basically it's like where you hook it up to a current, the wood, and you
Oh,
run it
that's
through
cool.
it. It's
I've
so
seen that.
cool.
It like
And
shocks it.
awesome.
Bought my dad a
it's
clock.
so cool. We've been
was
thinking
engraved
about
in that.
doing stuff like that and then selling them. Like, imagine a huge table made out and it like looks like that, and then you fill it in with a resin or something. Oh my
They're
gosh, it'd be
so
beautiful.
when they're clear and like the blue lightning, it's
Yeah,
such a
it's
pretty
so
table.
cool. Like you're definitely gonna find people that value that and want it. So that's what's been on my mind a lot lately. Another reason that I haven't been doing that is because I've been thinking about not staying there because it's a pretty long drive in the morning. It's about 45 minutes, which isn't crazy, but it's
That's fucking long.
yeah. I don't love it driving that far, and then working overtime. I don't love. I don't love working overtime on cabinets. I would love if I was there and I was working on my business and it was just like the tables and I was doing that. Oh yeah, I'd stay there and I'd work on that. But when it's because we didn't produce enough, so now I have to stay late, it's like I don't know exactly how I feel about that. And
Paid hourly, right?
yeah,
So why not?
because because we don't work on Fridays. Yeah. So it's just it's a scheduling mishap where I'm basically losing 20% of my income because we don't work Fridays. And it's pretty often. It happens regularly.
You know what that sounds like? You're getting a 20% increase in your time
True.
on Fridays.
That's
You
true.
have all day Friday to work on your own stuff.
And
That's
you have
true.
every opportunity.
That's true.
The only person stopping it is you.
I know, and I get that. I have no excuse, and I'm not going to give you an excuse as to why I'm not doing it. It's just that I haven't done it yet.
There you go. I love that. Extreme ownership.
Yes, sir. Accountability.
Just got to be the most honest that I can.
So the trick is to work until you're tired and then keep working until you're falling asleep. But you work after work on yourself and your own projects, your own pursuits, your own research.
Mm-hmm.
It's a grind and a half, man.
Yeah, no, I know it's not going to be easy. It's
Well, who said that?
me. I think it'll be hard.
If you make it so, yes.
Yeah. Well, I think I can still enjoy it and still have it be difficult. Like,
Fair?
but I guess by like, yeah, because like going to the gym, it's difficult. It's hard to pick up weight, but I like it anyway. So just because it's hard doesn't mean I don't want to do it.
Hyrum, have you read a book called Can't Hurt Me?
Yeah.
By Dave
Can't Hurt Me is amazing,
He
but
just looks at anything. That's a piece of cake.
yeah, dude.
Easy.
Stay hard.
Stay hard.
Yeah, there's actually, anytime I'm being a bitch, I'm like, wait, David Goggins would make fun of me.
So, you work in a cabinet shop. You do physical labor all day, I
Yeah.
assume. Instead of going to the gym, why don't you just work extra hard and get the same results?
And like you're saying, with the physical labor at work.
You could get the same results or similar results in a smaller amount of time, and then ex-nay the gym and work on yourself during that time.
I've thought about that, and the problem is that it's just not the case that you can get the results that I'm looking for because it's like when I go to the gym, it's certain muscles that I want to train. Like I definitely see what you're saying because I work with a guy and like he doesn't go to the gym or nothing, and his shoulders are bigger than mine. I'm like, okay, so so
All
I
about how you
definitely
do it.
I see what you're saying, and I definitely get that, but I also it's like. The gym isn't something that I want to take away from my life.
Okay.
Gym's
Fair.
nice
Fair
as
enough.
well. I liked going. Gives you a little bit of time to not think, really, other than
Yeah.
you're just pushing.
Another
Yep.
escape.
It's just, yeah.
It
but
is.
nice.
It really
Escape
is an
with-
escape, but it's like a healthy one.
It's doing. Yeah,
it's an
benefiting
escape
you.
with
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like even
running.
if
It's hard, but you're doing something good for you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can kind of just blank out and just
Yeah,
put
but what's
all
your
your effort into something.
what's your goal with going to the gym? Who are you doing it for?
me, I want to look dope.
Facts.
It's 100% just me. I just want to look cool. Like when I look in the mirror, I want to have massive chest, big biceps, big back, and massive quads. That's really all it is.
Dad bod's where it's at these days,
I
dog.
know, but not for me. I don't look
disagree.
like David Lade. Do you guys know Chris Bumstead?
Yeah, C-bum.
C-Bum, dude, he's massive. That's not
Go take steroids. You'll have that result in a year.
No.
Okay.
I like.
It's a possibility.
I can't. It's not that I can't do steroids. I don't want to do steroids because they have too many harmful effects for me to actually. It's not that I haven't considered them, but
It'll shrink your nuts, bro.
they get bigger again. Like it's only while you're on the cycle that they're small. I've looked a little bit into it. But
no biggie.
it's just I just don't think that I'd ever do it because of the risks that come with it. And for me, it's like I want to get my finances in order first and foremost. And to do something like that and to do it right, your finances have to be pretty well in order because it's not very cheap to go on steroids, and it's not very easy to administer them properly on your own. So if I was doing it, I'd want to have somebody who's a professional at it that could actually show me how to do it in the most proper way to get the most benefit. And I'm not in a stage of my life where I want that. So I'm fine with just getting to like my natural potential, I guess. So
I just think me and my dad were talking about like working out, and if you want to do it right and to look how you want to look, it takes way more time and effort, and it would be a lot easier if you didn't have to worry financially about if buying this food is gonna mess with your budget at all, or if it's gonna financially bankrupt you to look the way you want. It's not worth it. And time wise, money wise, buying the food that you need, the protein, the steroids, getting people to train you. it's expensive to be the way that you want in a way.
Of course.
100%. It's
just easier to focus on it when it's a.
Well,
when
that's
you have
like
the money to
that's part
contend.
of my expenses another reason my expenses are higher than I'd like them to be is because say I don't make my meal prep and then I go to work the next day. I know that I have to eat to gain muscle. You have to eat to gain muscle. You're not going to gain any muscle if you're not eating protein and if you're not eating enough calories.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that, and then I go to work and I don't have my lunch made because I didn't make my meal prep just because I was lazy, which I just need to not do that, and it'll fix the problem. But it happens pretty often where it's like I don't make it, then I go to work and I go, oh, I don't have food. I'm just going to go and get something because I know I have to have it. Otherwise, I'm going to I'm not going to see any results. So it's just one of those things where if you're not constantly doing something to make sure that it's happening, especially with like your meal prep, and you're relying on that because you have to kind of rely on your calories in the day to see the results you want to, you're going to spend it at a gas station or at a fast food restaurant to get the calories you need. So it's definitely a commitment. It's not something where you can just, I just won't eat, because like before I was going to the gym, I'd just be like, I'm just not going to eat. But now the gym's important to me, and seeing results there it's probably the most important thing to me is seeing results in the gym right now. Like that could definitely change, but like physical health and how I want to look, it's huge to me. So.
So now you know what you don't want to give up.
Yeah.
Makes the rest pretty easy.
That's true. Well, I could still give up the getting food because I didn't make my lunches. I'll just have to solve the problem by making my lunches, and
Yes, sir.
that's really all it is.
Yeah, honestly, for a guy your age, single, all that jazz, you're in the prime position to work your ass off and research your ass off and not have any obligation to anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, I have for example, I have a wife I get to spend time with, else relationship
Yeah.
gets to be worked on. Otherwise it doesn't end up well. And so I have less time than the single folks in here. But you can still find time.
Yeah, definitely. It's really just about taking the responsibility to make the time, because it's like there hasn't been very many points in my life where I actually didn't have time to do something. I would just go, well, I'm really tired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do it today. And then the consequences are in the next day when you have to go and eat out. And then because you did that, you just run the whole week and you eat out all week. It's like just a bad cycle. So you got to make sure that you take responsibility.
Yeah, for sure. So as we are financial, political, and spiritual somewhat, how is your spirituality going? Do you do anything for it?
I will say that I have been more lately. For a really long time, I hadn't been, and I think that has been a big issue. But I've definitely been trying to get more in touch with my spiritual side, but it's hard. Like, I don't know how.
You tried meditation?
Yeah, I have. Meditation is...
Yoga?
Yeah, I've done a little bit of yoga. I actually love yoga. Like, I didn't think that I'd like yoga that much, but I have a decent amount of free time. So when I'm alone at my house, I'm like, yoga. And
Try
it's pretty
some yoga.
nice. Yeah. It's either reading or yoga lately, so.
Heck yeah. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. What have you guys been reading lately?
Oh, I am currently reading a book called Hands-On Healing. Before that, I started the Gulag Archipelago, Part 2. And then before that, I listened to a lot of Tim Pool podcasts.
Who's Tim Pool?
So Tim Pool is just kind of like a
Middle of the
political
commentator.
Yeah, yeah. Just he definitely keeps me updated on world events, current events.
I need to do that. I will say that's another thing I lack on. I have no idea what's going on in the world. Like,
It's because it doesn't matter.
that's true, which is, yeah, I haven't paid attention to it for the last 2 years, and my life hasn't changed at all. Like, well, my life hasn't changed any more negatively, I will say. I think my life has changed for the better by ignoring most of it. But
Yeah.
also, there's a side of the coin where I go, I can't just not pay attention to what's going on, because there is definitely still some things that are important that are happening in the world that I have to be aware of. I can't just, oh, someone will figure it out. It's like, no, I have to take some responsibility for what's going to happen in the world. So
Like what?
Yes.
Local
I think our
Politics is good.
politics, yeah, the current state of our government is mostly what I'm talking about. I think most people will say, well, there's just nothing we can do. It's like, no, I don't exactly think that. I think we just don't know what to do. And I'm not saying I know what to do, but I'm trying to find out. And I think that's the difference.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, moving forward, what is your goal before your next 1 year, or goals? Because we're gonna be doing this every year, as long as you're willing.
I'm willing. I wouldn't even mind coming back more than a year.
That's
Feel
a
free.
possibility.
But
We've never had a guest hit us up to come on.
really?
Well, that's not
We've
true.
had hints. Oh, really?
I've had 3 people ask me to come on.
Were they a guest before?
No.
Yeah, I've had people too.
Never mind.
That's good to hear. That.
I've had people strongly hint at it, but they never asked me, can I come on your podcast?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind coming on more often. I've actually been thinking about, I don't know if I'd set up a podcast, but I've been thinking about setting up like a forum or a study group with my friends. You guys are all welcome to come. I haven't set it up all yet, but I'm thinking we'll probably do like Thursdays or Fridays, and we'll get together and we'll decide on a book that we want to read, and then we'll go and read it, talk about the principles that are underlying in it. And I'm thinking that the first one we're going to start with is, I think it's The Real Thomas Jefferson. And I'm pretty excited for it, because like for the longest time I wasn't doing anything, and it's just I decided that it's time for me to get out of the hole that I dug for myself, and I want to see my friends do the same and give them the opportunities to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let us know.
Will do.
Next Thursday? You gonna create it?
Take the leap.
The time
I think
is
next
now.
I think next Thursday is a good idea. Yeah.
If not now, when?
That's
if
the,
not
that's
you,
the,
who?
Yeah, that's the problem, and that's why I'm saying I'll do it now. But
So next Thursday.
next Thursday,
Where?
probably at my house. I'll set it up. I'll make sure and I'll get you the information. But
I'll be there. Sweet.
Love it.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'll let you know if that changes. It'll be in the next week though. So
Sweet.
Okay. Do I have to have the book read by then, or are you guys gonna meet and talk about what you want to read? We're also, I am also willing to come and teach you guys if you would like
I would love that.
about finances.
I would actually really love that. That's
Yeah.
actually
No, I
Thank
know
you.
I'm
Thank you,
offering
Sensei.
your dad out, but I doubt he wouldn't want to come, or he would go not come speak. Oh my hell, that's so hard to say. I bet he would come speak
Bess,
about life
it's okay.
insurance.
It's okay.
You would, I bet.
Yeah, we'll be having him on doing life insurance for one of the Infinity Summit seminars as well.
I'd love
Very
to
soon.
be there for that.
I'm gonna do one probably once a month. We'll see how interested everyone is in it. Go from there.
Cool.
Yeah.
I definitely could see myself being there for that. I want to. But I think right now you don't have to read the book, because I know it's something that you're going to have to order. It's not something that's on Audible, or I think you actually can get a Kindle version of it, but I've only really been able to find paperback or the Kindle version. And
Can't do Audible. Oh.
yeah, I know.
What if we do Thomas Jefferson by what's that one guy's name? He writes the long ass books. It's like 50 hours long. Hold on, I'll find it. You guys keep talking.
All right. But I'm definitely willing to do another book, because there's so many books that we could do. The only reason that I decided on Real Thomas Jefferson was I was listening to the 13 Principles of Prosperity again lately, and
Good stuff.
yeah, amazing. It's so much better than every time I listen to him, I just get even more from it. It's great. But he mentioned the real Thomas Jefferson, and in one of his stories, he's basically telling how one of his buddies that he's been working with for years, who's been taking all the trainings and doing all the things that Rick has been doing, or trying to do what Rick had been doing, and it just wasn't working. And it was just because he hadn't been going on his own time and doing the things for himself, like actually reading the books. He'd go and do the courses, but he wouldn't do any of the things on his own time to actually improve his life, like following principles and trying to learn. So when he finally decided, he read the book and he like goes to Rick and he's freaking out. He's like, oh my gosh. And like right here in this story, this is the way he used this principle and he applied this one here. And it's like, and Rick's telling him like, yeah, dude, this is what I've been telling you for 3 years. You just hadn't listened to it for some reason. And that was the reason that I decided to shoot for that book, just because it was like that story rang with me pretty hard, because I see it a lot where people say they want to do things and then don't. I do the same thing in my life. It's like even just like saying that saying I want to start making these tables and all this stuff. It's like I haven't done it yet, and I just need to take the leap. Yeah, that's really what it is.
Jump.
So it's just time to jump, and the story spoke to me enough that I wanted to read the book.
Good. The guy I'm talking about, his name is Ron Chernow. He has a book on Washington and Alexander Hamilton. I don't think there's a Jefferson one. Or I don't know if there's a Jefferson one. I haven't read it.
I've heard about the Hamilton one, I think. I've heard good things.
He writes very good books, and they're on Audible, so people can listen to it at work. I wouldn't be able to read a book that big in the time that I have.
No More Mr. Nice Guy is a good one as well.
It's a very good
It's
one.
a good foundational one.
Yeah.
Damn good one for men.
What's No More Mr. Nice Guy? It's by who?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, but
I'll find it.
I'll find it. It was a book that I really, really enjoyed. And we've done a lot of books through this, and it's
I'm
it's
definitely
one
open
that I
to
thought
suggestions
was-
on books that you guys think would be helpful, because obviously you guys have already started something similar to what I want to do. So
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Robert Glover, Dr. Robert Glover.
That's a very good foundational one for any and all men.
it's
I think it
No More
Love that
Mr. Nice
book.
Guy. I've heard about the book. I hadn't gotten into it yet.
It always didn't sound like a great book to me. Like, I don't know, the name kind of put me off, but it was one of the
Yeah.
books that I was like, this is definitely worth reading.
That's
for
it's
everybody.
often it's oftentimes the books that the title puts you off, that makes you like they're some of the better books, you know? Like
Oh yeah.
if somebody has a really weird name for a book that's like it's something totally different from the perspectives that you've built, it's like time for you to take a look at that, I think.
Have you
So-
read Atlas Shrugged yet?
No, I haven't, but I
It's
downloaded
one of my favorites.
I downloaded it on Audible because I'm listening to the 13 Principles, and he talks about it all the time. And I downloaded it on Audible, and it's the next one that I'm starting. I'm listening to The Power of Habit right now, though.
That's a good one too.
The
That
Power
is.
of Habit is amazing. Like,
Outwitting the Devil's a real good book too.
yeah, that was what we did the first time that I came on.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that was the one we did.
Oh yeah.
There are no accidents.
Yeah.
But yeah, reading is so good. Reading's so good for, at least for my mental health. When I'm reading, I'm like, oh yeah, there's an actual path forward. But
We just recently finished a little series where we read through all of the amendments to the Constitution.
really,
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
that's
that was-
cool.
that
Where'd
was
you
a
guys
fun
do
one.
that? That was like on Audible? Can you do it on
Podcast.
Audible?
It's on our podcast.
The whole thing? Like, have you
Yeah.
guys really? How many
Yeah,
have
it
to-
was 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Really?
They're long. Some of
I'll go
them.
and listen to those. I feel bad because I haven't listened to as much of you guys' podcast as I would have liked to.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
True. I'll change it now.
We are who we are. You do you.
True. But yeah, I was listening today. I was listening all day today, and I was like, it's a lot of information, and it's cool. It's really cool to see that you guys are doing this. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
A lot of it's just
Thank you.
conversational fluff, but there's some good tidbits in there.
Yeah, conversational fluff's good too. You know, like
Yeah.
I feel like for me, like especially even on my last one, and right now, there's a lot of conversational fluff that I put in there because I haven't done anything so crazy that I think I can talk about yet.
Changed your glasses.
Yeah.
They look good.
Thank
Looks
you.
like Harry Potter.
Wait, does it look cute?
You're a wizard.
But yeah, I think that's the problem, and that's back to what we were talking about earlier, where people don't want to come on because it's just they think it'll just be conversational fluff. When people get together, you're gonna find something out. Like people get together and start talking about things that they find important, you're going to learn something from it. That's at least the perspective I like to have, and that's what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
We
So-
talked about this. I talked about this with Mo on Friday. He said, I think it's a lot of people don't understand what we're going to be talking about, so they get too nervous. Like,
Yeah.
It's
like we
kind of
say,
like public
it's
speaking.
it's so broad,
yeah.
and they don't. It's like it's a comfortable area. It's not like Mo said when he was going. He was real nervous, and he wasn't sure what he was going to expect, and it was. But then once you start going, it flows and it's smooth, and it's more
I think
relaxed than
part
I
of
think
that
people
has to
get.
do. Sorry, part of that has to do with you guys are good hosts. Like,
Thank you.
it's
Thanks.
it's
Much
not something
practice.
that it's not something that happens on like every podcast. Like I haven't been on very many, but I've listened to podcasts where it's like people hop on and it's awkward and they don't talk about anything productive at all. So.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot better than I think people are giving credit, and it's because they haven't listened to any of it. Like the first time that I came on, I listened to a couple too
Mhm.
before coming because I was kind of
See
getting
what
the
it's
gist
like.
of what it was like, and it's good. It's just going and talking to people that are just like you, or similar to you, not just like you, similar to you that want to improve their lives. Like, what's so bad about that? Doesn't everybody want to go and improve their life?
Not
No.
only do we want to improve our lives, we want to improve everybody else's around us.
The thing is with that is like it improves your own life to improve everyone else's.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's all
that's
it still
the
boils down
highest
to
goal.
yourself.
That's our goal is improve us, and
Yeah.
bring everybody else up with us.
Yep, I like that. I like that a lot.
So, yeah, it's fun. But will you? You said you will attempt to be here tomorrow.
I will. I will definitely attempt to be here tomorrow.
What if you
I'm-
just be here tomorrow?
The only reason I say attempt is because I might not be able to be here at 7 because I might be working late.
You can show up late. I don't
Right.
mind.
I'll be here though.
Bring your friends.
Serious.
I'll tell them
Bring
to come.
anybody. We're expecting between 6 and 10 people. Might be less, might be more. And then the next one, I want at least 15 people.
Cool. So if I tell,
Anybody.
say 3 people, 3 more
Anybody.
people, just tell anybody.
Yeah.
Cool. I'd love to.
We've got enough refreshments, or we'll find some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
But Hyrum, we appreciate you coming on for your 1 year, and we'll see you at the next 1 year, if not sooner.
Hopefully sooner.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's-
Let us know. You got something you want to talk about? Let us know.
Sounds good. Always glad
Whether
to
it
be
be
on.
financial, political, spiritual, or just some breakthroughs you've had in your own life. We'll look out for our guests. Okay.
Cool. Glad to hear it.
Thanks again. And
Thank you.
to the listeners, thanks again for joining us. Again, apologies about skipping a couple weeks. And we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.